and welcome to Tomo Talks episode 2, and today's topic is streaming data processing. What is streaming data processing? Streaming data processing is a data processing technique that is applied whenever you need a low latency data being processed into your system. So opposite of that would be a batch data processing, which is marked here with the letter B. And the process of batch data processing is a process where we slice large chunks of data bounded by the periods of time and move it into our data processing engine, storing it for further use in a database of sort or something like that. With streaming data processing, we are acting on the data immediately when the data enters the system. In perfect world, it would be at the moment the data is being generated. So when we get the data point created by data producer, we immediately apply data processor and continue to store the data, if we are talking about similar cases. In this case, what we achieve is a low latency system. And with that low latency system, we can immediately act on data and we can apply it to a certain use cases that I'm going to mention next. So, what are the obvious use cases for streaming data processing and acting on data in real time? Fraud detection. If we have any fraudulent detections, we need to immediately start working on them. We need to recognize them and raise alerts or stop them. The next one would be stock markets, where we need to process the data as soon as it's generated to get a low latency system and to get something similar to near real time. And of course, whenever we need to create a real-time scoreboard or analytics scoreboard or anything like that, then we need to act on data immediately. So how do we do that? Well, to get this nice scenario running, we need something called a message platform. Why do we need the message platform? Because we need notification that the data producer created that data. As soon as we get that notification, we can start acting and processing on the data. So what message platform can provide? A messaging platform can provide a model where we have multiple data producers sending data and multiple data consumers consuming that data. This model here is called a message broker. That message broker will get this data processing engine, in this case, data consumer, and information that the new data is being created and that he can start processing that data. That data is being sent into this message broker model. So what did we get here? We are getting something that is called publisher and subscriber. So every data consumer can be subscribed to a certain point of data that has been produced. So we have a model that is creating data and sending data once and consumed many times. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is how it works. It's quite easy. Why is that, in my opinion, much better or at least much simpler than batch data processing? Well, first of all, in batch data processing, we have to handle these boundaries. Boundary 1 and boundary 2. We have to calculate the deltas between those boundaries. Then we have to think about late arriving data. Data which has some rule, which is usually based on dates, date from and date to, and then we get the new data with older business date for any of the reasons, because you can't control the data. Data is just a bit chaotic. And then we have to implement a lot of rules here. In streaming data processing, those rules are fairly simple. We have to have a place where the data producer will publish the data, and we have to have a same data processing unit subscribing to that same data. So yeah, more or less, this is streaming data processing in a nutshell. And yeah, stay well and take care.